Today's Mel Kiper 2023 NFL Mock Draft Reaction is sponsored by RexMD, the #1 leader in men's telehealth. Get up to 90% off at rexmd.com/chat. We're about to break down round 1 of the latest Mel Kiper Mock Draft. We will put out round 2 tomorrow for you guys. Split it up so we can go a little bit longer on some of the picks there. It is always free. Has been, always will be here. So make sure you are subscribed for round 2 of the mock draft coming out tomorrow afternoon. First overall pick in the latest Mel mock draft is Bryce Young, going #1 overall. Early buzz says Stroud. A little bit more saying Bryce Young lately. Still don't know what the pick will be with about 3 weeks to go here for the #1 pick. But Kiper's got Bryce Young #1. No surprise, C.J. Stroud at #2 then for the Houston Texans. A little bit of buzz about not quarterback. I would be pretty surprised by that one. The Cardinals have made it very clear they do not want to pick at #3. A trade happens here for Mel Kiper. It is a significant trade. Tennessee jumping division rival Colts, so it's 3 straight AFC South teams here, 2, 3, 4. Cardinals get a first, a second, a future first, and either a future first or second in the Mel Kiper mock draft trade as Tennessee skyrockets up the board to take Anthony Richardson at #3 overall. Malik Willis is a 3rd rounder. He was a mess last year. I'm not sure the head coach likes him all that much. Also worth mentioning, Tennessee, so far at least, has kept Ryan Tannehill and his hefty contract untouched for the time being, and he's coming off injury. And Malik Willis, the only other quarterback on the roster. Brian Windor says, now why would they do that with 2 quarterbacks on the roster, and that's it? Maybe they do want one this year. That leaves Will Levis as the pick at #4 overall to the Indianapolis Colts. This is a guy Mel Kiper's a big fan of. Quarterbacks have gone top 3 times, most recently 2021. The draft has never seen 4 straight quarterbacks to open up a draft. So will history be made this year? Will it be quarterbacks to begin? Y for yes, N for no in the comments section, the pinned comments of today's video. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there. Let us know. Will QBs go with the first 4 picks? Y or N? Seattle then does not take Will Levis. They take Jalen Carter, who they are bringing in for a pre-draft meeting. It depends on how the off-the-field stuff gets verified. Carter is the pick for Seattle, and the Detroit Lions fall over themselves, getting to the podium to take Will Anderson, who I'd be a little surprised if Seattle passed on Will Anderson, but that's what happens here. Spoiler alert, this Detroit mock draft is absolutely loaded. Anderson to the Lions. I think that one will go over well in Detroit. Devon Witherspoon is the pick here for the Raiders, #7 overall, perhaps the top corner off the board. 4-4s in the 40s is big for him. Glad he ran that one there. Nolan Smith is the pick at #8 overall, edge rusher out of Georgia over Tyree Wilson. I think in a 3-4 fit, which I think you'll see in Atlanta, it's great. The local product. I don't mind that pick at all for Atlanta. Here's a surprise. Darnell Wright is the first tackle off the board. Not Skoronski, not Broderick Jones, not Paris Johnson Jr. He can plug and play at right tackle, and if the Bears want to keep Braxton Jones on the left side, which, okay, Wright does make sense, but that'll protect Justin Fields. That seems a little bit early, at least for my own board there. #10, Peter Skoronski out of Northwestern. Again, you have Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson. Do you need a guard? I'm not so sure if you do, though. I think Skoronski's going to be a stud in the NFL at guard. Arizona, remember, they moved down to 11, and they still get Tyree Wilson, who can do some base end stuff. Philadelphia maybe kick inside as well. If the Cardinals can trade down, still get Tyree Wilson, and that's a pretty fantastic outcome for Arizona. Jaxon Smith-Njigba gets to reunite with C.J. Stroud in Houston. I think that one's kind of fun in the end. Broderick Jones, the pick to the Jets here, not Paris Johnson Jr. I find that one quite interesting, but I do think Broderick Jones has a real chance to be, if not the first tackle. I think there could be some surprises there. I don't agree with it, but I think Mel's onto something here with the Jones and Wright, where they went roughly standpoint with Johnson sliding. It'd be a good fit for the Jets, but I would have, in the end, Paris Johnson higher. More on him later on, of course, but today's show is made possible by RexMD. If you sometimes lack confidence in the bedroom, you've had the night where you get a little nervous, or maybe you just had too much to drink, there's nothing worse than not being able to put the stick shift in drive when you need it most. But have no fear. RexMD is here to spread some cheer even when you had a few too many beers. RexMD is FDA approved and the most trusted leader in men's telehealth. They have sponsored today's NFL Daily Mel Kiper mock draft reaction. Hope you always be prepared. RexMD has made it simple, easy, and cost-effective to help all the men out there last longer and feel more confident in the bedroom. RexMD makes getting generic and branded Viagra or Cialis easy. Everything's online, even the prescription, and they deliver it discreetly to your door. No waiting rooms, no embarrassing trips to the doctor, no insurance, no copays. Take advantage of the best deal they've ever offered and save up to 90% and only pay $2 per dosage with our exclusive link. Go to rexmd.com/chat for this limited time deal. Starter packs of generic Viagra and Cialis are available. It's rexmd.com/chat to get started for up to 90% off. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. Number 14, Christian Gonzalez off the board here. This would be an absolute steal for the New England Patriots, a home run selection for them. Hey, weird stuff happens. That'd be one of the best picks in round one. First sight taken by Green Bay, Dalton Kincaid. Got to check that back out, by the way. I've got Michael Mayer higher. I would wonder if Kincaid's the best fit for Green Bay, but as a pass catcher, he's one of the better ones in this year's class. I love the Commanders here. Joey Porter Jr., number 16. I'm a big fan of his game. Plug and play at starter, and you keep him away from the Steelers, which is kind of funny. Who's surprised at 17? Zay Flowers is the pick. They have Deontay Johnson. They have George Pickens. They spent a relatively premium pick last year on Calvin Austin. I don't know if receiver's the biggest need. Mel loves Zay Flowers, though. He's the pick at 17 over Paris Johnson Jr., who we're still waiting on. It's not a pick 18. Now, this one might not go over as well here. Bijan Robinson, Lions. Hey, you know what? You got Jalen Carter. That one isn't as popular there, which okay. But Bijan at 18, I don't know about it, man. It's a luxury pick. You have David Montgomery and DeAndre Swift. Is that the route you're really going to go? So overall, I think the Lions had a great draft. It's actually the first two picks I don't love the most. How about Paris Johnson Jr. down to number 19? That would be a fantastic selection for Tampa. Wirfs can stay on the right side. I think Johnson's the best tackle this year. Great pick for Tampa. Seattle now at pick number 20. So remember, the Lions got Will Anderson. Seattle took Jalen Carter at 5, allowing Anderson to slide. Then they take Myles Murphy at number 20 overall. I'm fine with it. I probably would have just taken Will Anderson, but you're getting a good value there at number 20. So I think Carter Murphy's a real outcome, but maybe not if Anderson slides. Jordan Addison, number 21, giving them some speed a little bit because they need it. They got a lot of slow guys at wide receiver. Addison's not an elite burner, but he's got a little bit more juice. Love the Deonte Banks fit here for the Ravens. They're trying to replace Marcus Peters. Banks can start immediately on the outside in a good scheme fit. Emmanuel Forbes, the next best corner left, and Minnesota desperately needs one, so I'm on board there. Lucas Van Ness at a Jacksonville. I think they might prefer a corner, but there is some outside, inside positional flexibility here. And you're also adding him to Trayvon Walker, Josh Allen. That's a lot of investment, but value's decent. Don't love DJ Turner here out of Michigan. Mel thinks he's an outside player. He's not very big. Might be a nickel in the NFL, but he's a burner. I think he's a top 50 player. Top 25. Well, that's what they issue, right? 25 to 50, the player's not that much different in the end. I think DJ Turner does work as a sleeper round one prospect, though, as close as we could have as a sleeper, I guess. Who do you think that player is or players? Drop the name for me in the comments section. Michael Mayer to Dallas Cowboys, 26. I'm a big fan. I know tight end value is low, but he's a baller. Trenton Simpson to the Bills here. Maybe Drew Sanders is more popular. Big difference in Mel's versus Todd Mock's draft. About a full round difference between where Simpson went late round 2 in McShay. Brian Brzee to the Bengals. I might go tight end here, but the upside of Brzee is still worth a pick roughly in this particular range. Kalijah Kancey is undersized. It's a real red flag, but a disruptive DPR as a 3 technique does carry some value. One more trade for Mel Kiper. Seattle is jumping up the board, overpaying with both of their seconds. The first, second, and a third is actually still a bit of an overpay, trade value chart-wise. To get to number 30, to get the 5th-year option for Hendon Hooker. I am kind of out on this Seahawks mock draft. To pass on Will Anderson and take Hendon Hooker too. 2 seconds, overpay for a 25-year-old who's going to be 26 as a rookie who played in a Mickey Mouse offense. Round 2, I can get a little bit more on board there. Giving up 2 seconds with 7 spots. Yeesh, I don't love that one. A lot of buzz on Hooker going round 1. I am not a fan. Do you think he will be a first-round pick, though? 1 for yes, 2 for no in the comments section. Sound off for me right now. To wrap up round 1, love this pick. Will McDonald out of Iowa State goes to the Kansas City Chiefs. An opposite player, opposite George Karlaftis. I'm a big fan of that particular move by the Kansas City Chiefs.